Hello, hello. Welcome back to Adobe Live. It is day 2 with me as your host, Jasmine Whitaker. I'm so sorry you have to see my face again. But I'm here with my wonderful guest, Anjela Freyja.
Are you kidding? It's beautiful.
She's so nice. How is everybody here today? Let's see who's on the chat really quick. Hey, Jack. Kroll, you have a really cool name. I really like that name.
That's a cool name.
Ariana, how's it going? Ayiteo, that's a really pretty name. Anthony, nice to see you again. Hey, Tim, we missed you yesterday. We missed you. How's it going? Tim is one of our amazing, just trailblazers / he just does everything for us, really,
Cool.
on Behance.
Hi, Tim.
He's great. Alok, how's it going?
Hi, everyone.
Tom. Well, we got a rowdy chat today, and we were excited. So it is day 2 of our stream, and maybe yesterday we can give them a little recap. But before that, as always, we have our housekeeping. So today we're doing portfolio reviews, one of my favorites. So if you guys want some really great feedback from myself and my lovely guests, please make sure you spruce up your Behances and then submit to the portfolio review tab above. And so we would really love to see your work and give you some cool feedback.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys submit.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that, and I think we can get started now.
Yeah, definitely. So yesterday we started to create a creative newspaper. So maybe I'll just do like a recap quickly of the project that we're working on today. So the project is called 10 Years of Type, which is basically a celebration of all of the design that I've done over the last 10 years. I printed off 200 posters, and each poster was something that I made over the last 10 years of my career. And I made them very minimal, so all black and white. And then we printed everything off. There was over 200 posters in total. And we did a photo shoot in a studio in Montreal, where I'm from. So you can see here the behind the scenes photos. If you guys were with us yesterday, you're already familiar with this. But you can see here we built the studio with all the posters on the wall and the floor. These are my friends, and this is me doing the photo shoot. And so it was a really great project, super fun to participate in.
I didn't even know that was you. I didn't even catch that yesterday.
Yeah, that's me there.
You look so cool.
Oh, thanks. It was styled by my friend Garrett, who's the art director for the photo shoot, and he's super talented. He has this very sophisticated, beautiful sense of style.
I like it.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Natalie
that's
Koji,
nice.
the
Thank
queen
you.
of type. That's a great name.
That's a really kind compliment. Thank you. And so we were making a newspaper yesterday to encapsulate all the designs that I created. This was our mood board for the project. So it's inspired by traditional newspaper format, the New York Times or Le Monde or the Globe and Mail. So when you hold it up, it kind of covers your face in this dramatic way. And I wanted to use really bold typography for the cover, and then the inside would be all the posters. So it could be like an art book or a really nice print editorial piece that you could keep on your coffee table or just on your bookshelf, or you could frame it if you want to. But I think newspaper design is so classic and beautiful, and it's such a nice thing to have. And I find whenever there's a big event in the news, I always want to buy the New York Times to keep it as a keepsake. So this was the inspiration for this project.
I love the way they age also.
Me
Even
too.
with the deterioration of the actual physical paper and the ink blotting, it just still feels and looks very beautiful as it gets older.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Oh, futurism influence in here. I didn't even catch that. It's a good one.
It's true. There's a lot of futurism influence in here, a lot of Bauhaus influence as well. Okay, so yesterday we created the layout in InDesign. The project has 47 pages right now. We did the cover page, we did the inside spread, so this is for the description of the newspaper. And then we go into the contents, and the contents are all of the posters. as you can see.
All of the lovely posters.
Hi, Jean-Michel.
More friends?
Yes, this is Jean-Michel, who's a good friend of mine.
Hi.
Okay, so this is everything from yesterday. And today we have a couple things to do. I have a list that I made last night in my hotel. So this is a pretty arduous list, but I think we can get through it quickly. So I wanted to adjust the cover art just slightly because I think there's a little bit of misproportion in the letters. There was a few posters that I forgot to add, so we're going to add those in. And then I'm going to create the back cover. After this, I'm going to reorganize the posters to my liking because I think I want them to be complementary, what's on the left and what's on the right. And there's some that I'm not sure of at the moment. There's a poster I'm going to redesign, then I'm going to fix the gutters, make sure all of the coloring of the black is the proper color, so the proper CMYK format. And then we're going to export it for prints.
You're so organized.
It's good to be organized, especially when you're live.
Accuracy at its finest.
For sure. And then if we have time in the end, which I think we will, I'm going to do a mock-up in Photoshop so I can show you guys how I create mock-ups for Behance that look realistic and can help you make your projects look a bit more professional.
Awesome. We already have a question. Diego wants to know, can all pages be viewed as tiles instead of spreads?
I don't know. If Jean-Michel is watching, I think that he would know the answer to this.
Help us out.
Yeah, because he's a really great technical designer who I work with. But I'm pretty sure you can't do that in InDesign, but you can do it in Adobe Acrobat. But he might kind of be able to confirm that for me if he's listening.
Can we get a lifeline?
Yeah, can we get a lifeline? Exactly.
Hi, Isabella.
And then over here, these are all of your pages. So yesterday I noticed that there was a lot of questions about InDesign, that a lot of you didn't know how to use InDesign. So today I'm going to be more careful in how I explain my process. I'm going to make sure that I explain the tools that I'm using and how I use them and why I use them.
And we're using the mouse today.
And we're using the mouse today. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's go to our list and check out what's first. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to do was adjust the letter E on the cover because I feel like maybe it's not big enough compared to the T or the Y or the P. I want all the letters to feel like in proportion to each other. So we could do this in Illustrator, but I want to show you that you can actually do it in InDesign as well. InDesign functions pretty good for vector resizing. So let's just play with these proportions and see if we can make them feel a bit more fluid. So when you want to select like particular pen points, I would recommend using this cursor here. This is your direct selection tool, whereas this one would select the whole thing. This cursor allows you to select individual pen points and individual pieces of the puzzle. So we can just choose our T. Yeah, that feels a bit better to me.
Yeah.
That was so minor.
But I saw what you meant. Like, I was looking at the E, and I'm like, it is slightly smaller.
And the T was slightly too big. Yeah, I think that looks better.
Yeah.
And then after I choose my direct selection, I hit V on my keyboard to bring me back to my original cursor, and this allows me to resize it proportionally and the whole letter to be resized. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, this looks good. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect size, thank you. All right, so let's see what's next on our list. Okay, add the other posters. So the first poster I'm going to add is the Artistes contre la loi 21. This is an initiative that we were working on in Montreal against the Loi 21, which is Law 21, which is a bill that passed in Montreal that bans the wearing of religious symbols if you work for the government.
Oh.
Which means that you can't wear like a hijab, or you can't wear like any religious symbol. So it can be like a bit of an oppressive law. So we started this initiative to sort of educate people about the law. So this was our logo for the project. So I'm just going to add this in as a poster.
And was the type that I just saw, was that the actual, like, was that the bill for the law? Or was that your...
Oh no, this was one of the posters that we made,
okay.
for the project. Yep.
Let's see.
So I'm just going to stack it. Yeah, a lot of you may not be very familiar with Quebec politics, but you know, it's always good to learn.
We gotta learn.
Yeah.
I like how that looks.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like on top of each other.
And I don't remember which fonts these are. I think this might be. Editorial bold. Oh, no, I don't think it's editorial bold. And this one might be a Futura condensed.
Oh, it does look like
Hi,
Futura.
Emily. Hi, Matt. No, okay, so Matt says, no, you cannot preview everything as tiles in InDesign. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. We have moderators everywhere.
Okay, cool. This looks nice. And then our second poster that I wanted to add was one that I forgot, and it's this one, Nocturne. So this is my working file page. It's very messy, but I always make a mess when I'm illustrating. That's good.
It's okay. Organized chaos.
Organized chaos. So let's paste these into the InDesign file.
And what is this poster from? Or the inspiration behind this one?
Yeah, this is for an event. It's for like a party poster.
Ooh, I like the party against the the more serious
Yes, true.
initiative.
Maybe we should change that actually.
I kind of
going
like
to.
it.
You like
I
it?
kind of like the contrast.
Okay, that's
like,
cool.
Go on a serious note.
It is a contrast for sure.
Mhm.
Okay, great. And then I wanted to sort of play with this one a little bit. So I'm going to group everything in Illustrator. Let's see. Because we don't have, we have to have one separate page on the end for a back cover. So if I add one more poster, it's going to not create a book spread. It's going to mess up the numbers I need for the newspaper. But let's just put this, piece in place, this poster in place, and then we can choose which one to remove, which poster we don't like the most.
Hi, Liza. Liza from Bangladesh. How's it going? Diego says, the one thing I get frustrated with in InDesign is when I resize the box and the content doesn't resize. And I think that's in PS or AI.
Do you mean when you like place an object inside of a box? That might be.
I think that's what he means.
Yeah.
When I resize the box and the content doesn't resize. Oh, you're trying to resize. The content's already in place, and you're resizing the actual frame, and then everything else doesn't resize.
For sure.
Yeah, that is so frustrating. I get it. You know, we try to adjust these things, little by little.
Yeah. But I kind of like that because then you can like resize what's inside the box really easily, and then you don't have to worry about it going outside of the border.
Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah.
I've learned to work with it, and it can be good.
Oh, that's true. Control-Shift does work majority of the time.
Yep.
Thank you.
Let's see. Wow, that's pretty crazy.
I like it.
I think I might like it. It's cool, you know. It reminds me of when you like overprint. You print something, then you print on top of it, then you print on top of it.
Yeah.
But maybe it's too much. I don't know.
Party, 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 party.
You know, I like it.
I kind of like it too.
It's interesting. It's fun to have something that's like unconventional, no?
Mm-hmm. I think so. And so that last page is still the last spread where you're going to figure out which one of the two you're going to keep?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I think I'm going to keep this one.
Yeah.
There's something fun about it. We're kind of breaking the rules and we're doing something experimental, which I always like. Doesn't mean that everyone's going to like it, but
yeah,
it's okay. So let's delete this one. Okay, I like this.
And I like it. It's the full page too.
Totally.
Go into that last page. Very cool.
Okay, so we're going to add our back cover. Yesterday we had discussed having just like a really minimal quote on the back cover, and I loved this idea, but then I remembered that I did have a poster that I wanted to add to it, and this was like my 10 years manifesto that I had written back in December.
Oh, that's what I was looking at. Okay.
Yeah, and I forgot about it. So this is something that I wrote. I always do my own copywriting.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's good because you're like setting the tone for your work.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
All throughout the piece.
Yeah, exactly. And so this piece is like a summary of everything I've done in 10 years. It doesn't look like a lot, but it was a lot.
That first one is so I'm with you, and it frustrates so many people.
It's true. If you've ever like called me and left me a voicemail, I never received it.
Yeah. Or you hear my voicemail is full.
For sure. It's not good for like doctor's appointments and stuff.
It's not, but if you have an Android, which I'm sure majority of the people on here do not, you can like they have the ability to read the script of the voicemail, so I can read what someone said in a voicemail, and that is my ideal way of checking.
That's cool.
Whereas if I have to listen to it, it's not happening.
No, I appreciate that. Well, yeah, you have to call in and put a password in and stuff. It's just text me.
Yeah, sorry. We're like, these first world problems are not great.
Okay, so I'm just going to resize this to fit the spread. Yeah, that fits pretty good. Maybe a little bit bigger.
Why did you put I feel like there's a reason for this, the space after Reddit before impulsive thinking? What does that mean?
Oh, that's because it's sort of like an impulse.
Yeah, okay.
To start the sentence before the next line.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Very cool. I like how you incorporated that. Impulsive doing.
Impulsive thinking, impulsive doing.
Filtered coffee espresso.
Yes.
I love this. I want to write one.
It's a really fun practice because it's like a new decade and you're thinking to yourself, what have I achieved over the last decade? Or not even achieved, but some of the things that you've been through.
Like notable experiences, things that have happened to you. We should all do this as a practice. I would love for the chat to share anything that comes to mind about what has been important to you in the last 10 years. That'd be fun.
I would love to know as well.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking for the back cover, maybe we could do...
Oop, I just caught another thing that makes us soul sisters.
What?
Old fashions.
Oh, yeah.
I
love an old fashioned.
Finally.
This is my drink.
Gets it.
Yeah. Oh my god, but it's kind of cheesy. Do you know why I got into old fashions?
Why?
From watching Mad Men.
Yep. Oh no! Yep, same here.
And I know that's like the worst reason.
But I've accepted it.
Me too.
It's just like I call it my old man habits, and that's definitely one of them.
Oh, for sure.
Just sitting at the bar with an old fashioned.
Especially after work.
Oh yeah, in New York, in New York especially.
Yeah, totally. That's funny. So I'm just checking that the color here is proper. So it says 000 This is the color that I want. And just to confirm why I'm doing 00100, it's because if I do 100, 100, 100, there's a risk that like the ink could, this is a very minor thing that could happen, but the printer could skew something by accident. And I don't want a really rich black anyways. I kind of like when it's a faded black. So the 00100 works well.
Okay, and that comes out as a faded black.
Yeah, exactly.
100. I did not know that, so that's good to know. Kroll wants to know what your t-shirt says. I had a feeling that was gonna come up today. That's a really cool shirt, right? Am I right, guys?
It's from a brand called Fake in Montreal. You can check out their website. I kind of like the idea of finishing the newspaper with a black page.
Yeah.
So it's white, so it's sort of like a nice contrast.
Yeah. So is this isn't the last page, is it? Or is it?
Yeah, this would be the very back of the newspaper.
Very back? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
And then I was thinking of doing something similar for the spread. For this spread. So I would make this all white, and then the background all black.
Ooh, I like that one for the full.
And then just like a really fun tip for InDesign and Illustrator as well, when you're moving your layers up and down, because you could open your layers panel over here, and you could just like drag this underneath your text. But it's much easier to just do it on your keyboard with a hotkey. So this, you have an English keyboard, right?
Yes.
So I have a French keyboard, so I always have to check.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's your, what is this called? Square bracket.
But what's the other one called? It looks like a mustache.
I never know
forget
this
what
one.
that one is
Yeah.
called. Who
Yeah.
knows what the mustache one with the square bracket is called? Help.
But you can use your square brackets to move layers up and down, which is really easy.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I forgot there's a chat and win today. Well, now you all know that there's a chat and win in a little over 5 minutes, so you know the drill. Start chatting in the chat, send us, you should start thinking about the manifesto stuff and like send us some cool things that you have accomplished in 10 years or something like that.
For sure.
And for your chance to win the 100 sticker mule stickers, so keep an eye out for that in about 5 minutes.
And then the last thing I wanted to do for the posters was yesterday, Emily sent in a great suggestion for this poster. There's a crack in everything, that's how the light gets in. Oh, curly brackets, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Curly brackets. That should be easy to remember.
Yeah, it should be easy to remember, it's true.
And just say mustache.
So I'm going to redesign this one because I felt like it was a little bit boring, and I wanted to create a design that really spoke to the message. I love Leonard Cohen, he's one of my favorite artists, so I wanted to create a design that really was a tribute to his writing. So I thought that we could do like a circle that kind of comes out with the text on every single circle that comes out of it. So it's almost like a light beam.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show you how to make it in InDesign. I'm gonna create a new spread to make it just because I wanna have a lot of space to work. And you could make this in Illustrator as well, but I'm gonna make it in InDesign because that's where we're working today. So let's get started. So you wanna go over here, if you just right click it, you can choose your ellipse tool. This is going to give us a perfect circle. So if you hold down Shift while you pull your circle, it's going to give you a perfectly proportioned circle. I'm going to hit V on my keyboard to go back to my main cursor, my selection tool. I don't want any filling on the inside of the circle, but I do want to give it a stroke just while I work. And then a one stroke is fine. I'm going to remove the strokes afterwards, but this is just for now. And if I hold down Command and Shift, it's going to proportionally resize the circle to the size that I want. So let's make it a good like 4 inches, I think. Sometimes I find it easier to work over here because you can have like really clear measurements, and it's easier if you want to do a scale after that. So I want to make this one 4.5. So we're going to do 5-inch increments. Maybe we should do bigger than that. No, I think it's okay. So I want to align everything so it's clearly together. So over here we can align our centers. This is a really easy tool that you can work with to center things on your page. And if you go over here, align to page, you can choose align to selection, align to margins, align to page, align to spread. So if I align to spread, it would put it in the very middle of the document. But it's a one-page poster, so we're just going to align it to our page.
Lainey says, have you seen the manifesto show at the Hirschhorn in DC? It's a super cool video installation featuring Kate Blanchett reading
I have seen
manifestos. You have?
I have. That's a really funny coincidence, but yeah, I have seen it.
Very cool.
It was really great. I love Kate Blanchett. She's such a good actress. I didn't know what it was either when I went to see it.
Really?
Yeah, it was at the MAC, which is the museum where I live. And I saw the really nice graphic design advertisements for it, and it made me want to see it.
Like, oh, what's this about?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just pressing Command-C, Command-V to copy and paste. These are the shortcuts for copy and paste.
Cool.
Let's see, this one is 6.5, this one is 7. Okay, let's get started with adding the live text to this. I think I'm going to, okay, you know what? I'm gonna add 2 more. It's easier for me to add them now than after because I'm going to be resizing them, and I'm not gonna be sure what the proportions of the resize are once I start expanding.
And that'll give us enough time before the chat and win.
I think you guys will like this one when it's finished.
I'm excited. There's something already satisfying about it. I'm really hoping to see this manifesto, like very, very short, brief manifesto of what you've all accomplished in 20 years. So that will be our theme for Chat and Win today. So send us stuff and then say hi. We are almost there, about 30 seconds left.
Okay, don't kill me, but I'm gonna add 2 more.
30 seconds to do it.
I'll do it while you guys send in all of your great chats.
No, don't go to a meeting. Diego, you don't have to go. It's okay. Just have us in the background.
Just send an email.
Send an email. You know, I can't show up today. I have a manifesto to write, and I need to watch Adobe Live.
At least, you know, it's educational.
Exactly. It brings value to work. Okay, it's time. It is time. So make sure you guys start chatting, and we'll be right back with a winner. And we're back. And I'm really interested to see what was said. Woo, woo, woo. This is not manifesto material. I'm waiting. Chicken
Guys,
dinner.
where's the meaningful content?
Where's the meaningful content? I'm waiting. Man, no one wanted to share. All we need is love. That's
thanks.
a good one.
That's a nice one.
Thank you. This is so much easier in AutoCAD.
You know, I believe it. I believe that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hello. I see some hellos and some welcomes. I'm okay with
hi,
that.
everyone. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Was good. We all just said hi. I know. Oh, wait, Eric. Stop sweating the small stuff and conserve your creative energy for work. Yes.
I feel that, for
Love
sure.
it. Oh, we have a winner.
Congratulations, Bruno.
Congrats, Bruno. Thank you so much for participating. And, of course, you win 100 free Sticker Mill stickers. Make sure you redeem those. And if you make anything cool, let us know. And for those of you who didn't win, you're still a winner because we have a lovely code for you to use to get 20 free stickers. So, excellent. And for all of you that sent very brief manifestos, they were great. And we very much appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for these comments. These are nice. Lanny says, I'm trying to get creative inspiration, and this is really making me feel passionate again.
Oh,
that's
great.
awesome.
I love that.
Sometimes I've had like moments where I feel really creatively stifled, where I'm just, you know, like you have like a lack of inspiration or you're burned out or something.
Yeah.
And I find the best thing you can do is just don't think about anything creative for like a week or two.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna come back to you. I get scared, you know, whenever I have like a creative burnout, I just feel scared that it's never gonna come back,
Oh, I know.
but it always comes back.
Yeah, it's just weird because you never know when. You never know how long it's
Exactly.
going to be. But just keep pushing.
So let's start I'm gonna put this in the center just as I work.
Okay. You added 2? It looks like you added more.
I added 3.
It's like, wait a second. It was not that big a second ago.
And I'm just gonna make it quite large to fill the page. Okay. I'm going to align it to the spread, just as I work. And we're going to type on the path, so it's going to be like a light burst of typography.
I like how it overlaps with the title. It looks cool.
Yeah, that is cool. So if you right-click on your type tool, you're going to get the type on a path tool. And this is going to allow you to type on all sorts of different paths. Even if it was like a squiggly line or like a jagged edge, you can type along the line. And you can do this in Illustrator as well. So let me just confirm what the quote is. There is a crack in everything. Whenever I want to remove the formatting from my text, because if I copy in InDesign into InDesign, it's going to keep the formatting and that could mess up my design. I just go into I go into my text edit, which is one of my most used tools, and I make a plain text. So it's going to remove any formatting that I have. And when I copy it back into InDesign, it's going to remove the text formatting. And the formatting is like the style, the font size, the font choice, the leading, all of this.
That's a good trick.
It's good to know.
Definitely helps save you time.
Yeah, for sure. So let's select our path. So as you can see, it's blinking. This means that it's selected the right path. And I'm going to, let's see what font we should work with. I'm thinking we can start with something, and then when we have it all set up, we can change.
Okay.
Let's work with Gosha. I think all caps is nice. And I'm just going to duplicate it as many times as it will fit into the circle. I'm just gonna play, like I don't really have any rules. Just gonna add it over and over again.
Keep within the theme.
Yeah.
No rules, we're just doing
Having
fun
fun.
stuff. Yes.
And maybe I'll rotate these as I go.
And are you playing with the spacing in between lines? 'Cause
Yeah, I am. And you can just like, I'm gonna want to make it a little bit messy, so maybe I'm just gonna, I don't know, do this.
Yeah.
Just to keep it interesting.
Looks like a record right now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's fun. Oh, didn't select it properly. Okay, it doesn't fit that many times, so I'm just gonna keep it twice. I don't want it to be like too congested with the typography. I want there to be sort of like rivers in between, almost like a maze. And you can do this in Illustrator as well.
I like this font. And, well, I really like it in all caps. Which one is this? Gosha?
This is Gosha.
Sans. It's a good one.
I'm not sure what foundry it is, though. If anyone knows, if you could say. Gosha is a really nice font. You know what might be Pangram? I think it is. It's really helpful to select. You need to select the circle that you want to put the text on before you just go to your text tool. Otherwise, it's just gonna put your text on the page. So you want to make sure you have your path selected. See? It's the trickiest part of doing this kind of work, is selecting the proper path beforehand.
Yeah. Lots of zooming in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
This would be really cool if it was like actual text printed on like the ridges of a record.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can print on records, but
I don't think you can. Not on the actual like record.
yeah. But someone, I mean, it's 2020. We should figure out a way to do that.
It would be really interesting if someone did that.
Yeah. Come on. You can do it.
You can do it.
I believe in you.
Did anyone from yesterday's stream take your font quiz and know what their font was? It's like the font that describes you. I forgot to take my quiz. I think I might take it right now.
Come on. Did we do it? No. Okay, let's come back to that one.
There are a lot of interesting records, different colors and stuff. Yeah, I see colors all the time. I just like, I want to see one where there's literally, because I just imagine like some, you can put lyrics or like a note or like some secret, I don't know. It would just be really cool to see.
You can take the quiz. Here, I'm going to show you where you can take the quiz.
Yeah, let's all take this quiz. It's not mandatory, but I thought it would be fun since we're talking all about fonts and...
Oh, it's not Future Fonts. I know which one it is. It's not Future Fonts. It's,
let's do it.
Let's see here. TypeLab. It's TypeLab.
TypeLab.
Yeah. This is a foundry that has a lot of really interesting experimental fonts. So it's typelab.fr. And it's a great place for designers who are type designers to sort of show off their really obscure typographies. I'll show you the fonts that they have. They have some really interesting stuff. So as you can see, it's all really playful, and you're not going to find like a grotesque font here.
No.
But it's fun because it's really interesting and it's really artistic. And then they have a quiz, so you can go in and take the quiz.
Ooh.
And it's going to tell you, would you have a relationship with it? Can we do this on air?
I think. I don't see why not.
Yes, I would.
It's a part of
if
our...
it was nice.
It's a part of your creative process.
See, I don't know which one, but I like the word Arya better. Is this like, I don't know. To create your own utopia, it looks like GTA House of Cards. House of Cards, because I don't want to live in the past. What's more difficult to deal with, loneliness or being ignored?
Loneliness?
Loneliness, because I don't mind being ignored that much.
Yeah. Your generation will solve the climate crisis. I would hope so.
I'm going to say yes, because I want to be an optimist.
Yes. That's a good way to approach it. When you travel, you choose...
A specific city.
Yeah, I don't trust myself driving long distance.
The best night would be club and drinks, Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill. Yeah, club and drinks is like now and then.
Yes. You can always bring the club to your home.
Your dreams look more like Alice in Wonderland, Inception.
For me.
Inception, me too.
I think our font's going to be pretty on par with each other.
To prepare the best speech, you would be coached by Obama. Nothing. Oh, be coached by Obama, of course.
Please. Help me. Whiskey,
for sure.
Although tequila is my second love.
You prioritize ambitions, mental health.
That's hard.
I'm going to say ambitions to the sacrifice of my mental health sometimes. Okay, let's get through this so I can get back to work.
I know. I didn't think it was going to be this long.
I know.
It's okay. Just a fun little caveat.
Yeah.
Okay, Elise got canvas. I don't know what that looks like.
I think we're done. Miu Miu.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. I love Miu
pretty
Miu,
cool.
the fashion brand.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well,
all right.
There you have it. If you guys take the quiz, share what type you got. So far, we have one taker. Elise has canvas.
Cool.
That was fun.
So for some reason, this one wants to be a little bit fickle.
Oh, it's an all results, so you can see all of the different ones. I'll do that later. I'm curious to see what other people got.
Me too.
Oh, Valerie got the same one. Nice. Wait, as us or as Elise? I'm not sure. It's already looking really cool.
Yeah, there's something interesting.
When you zoom out far enough, it looks like little ants.
For sure it does, yeah.
Lindsay also got Miu Miu. Yay! Miu Miu squad.
I think we're almost done. Actually, I'm gonna move some things around and style the typography. Thank you, Elise.
Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next time. Don't work too hard. Make sure you have some fun. Marissa says, I got Miu Miu too. Not much diversity here. Or we're all just so in tune with each other. That's why we got them. We all got the same one. Thinking optimistically.
Okay, there's just one I think that's missing. I think it's this one. This one's being a little bit difficult to get.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh.
And if you hold down Shift T, this is going to select your type on path tool.
Everyone's ready for you to click out the stroke.
They are. I'm ready too.
Me too. It's a big reveal.
Why doesn't this one want to select?
Maybe try from the bottom.
Yeah, good idea. Nope.
Being a stubborn line, aren't you? Hi, Mikhail.
Right? We're just
Oh.
gonna not have it.
That one gets rejected. Bye.
It's okay. Sometimes that happens and okay, let's remove these strokes.
Oh, from Moscow. Nice to have you.
This looks really interesting.
Oh wow, very cool.
So let's just move them around so that there's some more like interesting pathways through everything.
Yeah. Now I'm almost convinced it might be better without the title and the number, the page number.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's put this into, let's put this into a group for now. Let's group it. So that's Command G on your keyboard, and it's just going to make it into like one object instead of all individual objects. And then I'm going to make a rectangle tool. So I'm gonna just make my rectangle the size of the page. And I'm not going to fill the rectangle with any color. I'm just gonna keep it blank because this is going to be the frame for this piece of art that we just made.
Okay.
So let's select it and copy it, delete it. And then we're going to go up into here and click paste into. This is going to paste our object into our frame so we contain it to the one page that we want the art to be on. Double click it, and then you can select it and move it around. And then I have my smart aligns on, so it's going to like automatically tell me what the center is. But again, I could go up here and click align to page and then center it both ways.
What is happening on the chat? It just blew up. Oh no.
I think your cat's on your keyboard.
Kitty paws.
So I'm going to hide these because I don't want them to be there. Same with the page number. Let's hide the page number really quickly. Sent to back. And part of me wants to use Times New Roman just to see it.
Ooh. I love how it lays it out and just,
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah.
So we're going to double click it to get into there, and then let's select.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, there's something nice going on.
Yeah.
Let's just see what it looks like in Times New Roman.
I know that's not intentional, but it kind of looked cool when you highlighted just like one line so you can like point out what it says. That was pretty
For sure.
interesting.
You can have a lot of fun with these sort of playful layouts. Even if it's like on a jagged edge or on a curly edge, you can create text like a waterfall.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of ways you can take typography and make it work in an illustrative way.
Let us know if you guys have any questions about what we're doing or anything specific to InDesign. Gustavo says the circle is so great, isn't it?
So I don't want to do it manually. I want to change everything at the same time. Makes it a little bit easier. Okay, here we go. I don't know why it's going on. So I'm going to go over here and select Times New Roman. Yeah, I like that better.
Yep.
When in doubt, go to Times New. Okay.
The font of the week.
I'm going to go back in here and just remove this from my frame. And then edit, paste into.
I'm seeing this orb effect that you want. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like this because it's kind of like the light is coming out, and that's the quote that we're using from Leonard Cohen. Cool, I think this is done.
I like it. A lot of folks have said they'd wear it on a shirt.
That's nice.
That would be really cool.
Okay, so let's just delete this, and let's go back in here and remove this one, and paste this in place.
Awesome. Oh, I love how those look back next to each other.
Yeah, it's nice.
That looks really good.
So I'm just hiding the page number and the title here with a white block. Again, you could just create a blank master and put that on it. I'm just sort of cheating. But if you want to be like a perfectionist, you can definitely create a new master spread just for these sort of full page pieces of art. Yeah, this would be super nice in a wine bottle for sure.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, so let's delete these. We were working on these two spreads. Let's just remove them and let's get back to our list of things that we have to do.
Okay, so what have we done?
We've adjusted the cover art.
Okay.
We've added the 2 new posters. We've added the back cover. Okay, we need to reorganize the posters to my liking. Okay, this is the fun part. Let's go through the posters again. I think these two are good next to each other. These two, I'm not too sure about.
Which two?
These two.
These two?
Maybe it's too like type heavy to be next to each other.
I can see that.
I like the idea of keeping it a bit more, and like even this is, they're both very broken up. So maybe we could
Swap those.
swap them.
Yeah, it is very smart. Ariana said having the to-do list is so smart. I was thinking the same thing. And
Yeah.
just nice to be able to cross-reference everything you've done too historically.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to go back and change something back.
And sometimes I get really overwhelmed by all the things I have to do. And then I make a list before I start working, and then I'm always amazed how fast I get through everything.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a lot, but once you start doing it,
Would you start knocking things out
Yeah.
holistically, boom, boom, it feels much better.
yeah, exactly. So I think I'm gonna put this one next to, yeah, this feels nicer to me.
You just made me think of an idea. That would be so cool if like if there was like a track, like a notes or like a tracker within InDesign or like within all of these apps, and you could just kind of
sure.
like go through. Ideas.
Pitch it.
We'll talk to some folks after the stream. Oh my goodness.
I was also thinking that I wanted to keep the flags of America spreads together, because that way if you wanted to frame it, you could sort of keep that concept together.
Ariana says, how did you switch the pages so easily?
So I have my pages folder over here. So I'm just double clicking on each page. Oh, how am I moving the pages around? Oh, okay, that's pretty easy. You just select the page you want, and you're going to drag it where on the spread you want it to go, and it's going to move it there for you. Just click and drag it into position. It's very intuitive. They make it nice and easy to change pages. So we have our Kindness Beyond Borders spread here. So let's move this close to another.
Just a heads up, we are a little less than 35 minutes away from portfolio reviews. So,
I can't wait to see.
I know. I hope you guys are sprucing up your Behance portfolios and just go over to the top of the page, go to portfolio review, and submit. And hopefully you are chosen and we get to see your stuff. So
For sure.
it's always good to solicit feedback from the community. Don't be afraid. Everyone has good input and good feedback to give.
Yep, definitely.
Richard, this is some crazy typography.
It is, yeah. That's the fun part about it.
Hey, Kerwin, what's up? How's it going?
So again, right now I'm just organizing the pages how I kind of want them to correspond to each other.
Ooh, I don't remember seeing this one yesterday. I really like that.
Yeah, this is a nice one.
I like the contrast going between the all black and then the outlined type.
The stroke to the filled. So I think I added an empty page here. I just want to find out where I put it. There it is.
We've got a lot of new people today. Do you mind just doing a little introduction or learning more about you since we didn't get to catch up with these folks yesterday? Kerwin says he's really digging the
Thank
type
you.
ongoing.
It's very in your face and I love that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the great things about typography is that you can really use it to create a message or communicate something that it's almost like you can use typography to communicate messages more powerfully if it's done with like the right consideration of the font and the style and the layout. Well, that's design. I just described design.
It's okay, everyone has their own definition. For those of you that have just joined us today, this is Anjela Freyja. She's an art director based in Montreal. She's doing some amazing type work for editorial. Anything else you want to add just to reintroduce yourself to our newcomers for today? You have a lot.
Yeah, there's lots of new people here today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'm an art director and I work with lots of typography and photography and illustration, and I love to combine everything to tell stories. And that's what this newspaper is all about. I think I have to remove a spread. I think I have one page too much. Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to remove something. Because we have an empty page here.
There we go. Problem solved.
Let's see. I think we can just add in the other nocturne poster just to fill that up because I removed it.
Oh, that's right.
So let's bring that one back.
Manuel asks, have you edited in 2 languages?
All the time. Yeah.
He says, do you know that problem?
Yeah, very well. Very well. Because in Quebec, we have laws that everything has to be bilingual. So not bilingual, but it has to be like French first and primarily. So everything we do has 2 languages. So I used to like dream of only designing in 1 language. And then I got really used to designing in 2 languages.
But I mean, I feel like that's a superpower.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And sometimes you can actually make it look really nice because you can like balance the French and the English next to each other in a nice way.
And I think having, mostly doing it in French and English, that there's just so much power because you can work here in the States, you can work in France, you can work in Canada. So
for sure.
That just translates well.
Yeah, for sure.
In multiple places.
Yeah. And speaking Spanish too is great. There's so many really great design firms in Mexico City. Some of the best in the world, like Anagrama's in Mexico City, Savvy Studios in Mexico City, or maybe they're in Monterey. French takes 15% more space. Yeah, the French text is always so long. It's always like double the size of the English text.
It says, welcome in the club.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So now I was going to add a table of contents because we have this text here, and I thought it could be fun to make a table of contents. I just need to verify that I have the right order of the poster so that I'm not making any mistakes. Actually, first, I want to double check these gutters because yesterday I changed them and I think that they're a little bit too big now. This is the B master, so everything has a master spread on it. You can see which master is applied to which page because it takes up a tiny little space in the corner. So I can see here, this is master B. So I'm just going to change these gutters. It's easier to change the gutters on both at the same time. So you can just hit shift and it's going to select both of the pages. So it was 0.4375, but I think I'm going to make it 3.125. And let's do that on both.
Got an interesting question from Richard. Is 16 too young to be looking for a design job? In your opinion, will any design firm pick me up at such a young age?
It's young for sure, but if you want to do like an internship, it could be a great opportunity to learn. I started doing design when I was like 12 years old. Not good design, mind you, but when I was 16, I was doing like contests in my high school for design challenges and website design challenges, and I learned a lot of like during those years, and I think you can definitely use this time to like train and get better, and it's going to help you get into university or CEGEP or college.
Absolutely.
When the time comes.
Yeah, and I don't think it's too young to kind of be your own business, you know, work with your family and your friends and your teachers and take on projects for them because they're real people and essentially real jobs, and that can help really build your skills and you learn how to interact with clients. So I think that's a good place to start also.
Also, if you're 16 and you're watching Adobe Live,
you're
right
ahead
now,
of the
good
curve.
for you.
You're so ahead of the curve.
Go hang out with your friends.
Maybe you just love design.
No, but that's awesome. That's great.
It's a balance, though.
Yeah.
It's definitely a balance.
For sure. Okay, so I already made a short table of contents. I just want to go through it and verify that everything is in the right order. I always use corners when I work. It's not for everybody, but I enjoy corners because I can like work quickly. I can go to my all windows, I can go to my desktop. Not everyone likes corners, but when you're in a rush, you're just like boom, boom, boom. You get through it quickly. Sorry if that made you dizzy. Okay, table of contents. So I'm going to lay this out typographically on the first two pages where we did that really large Times New Roman yesterday. And I think we can make it look really beautiful with different font sizes, with a big Times New Roman and then like a smaller font size underneath it for the year the poster was made. I think we can make it feel pretty elegant and fun to look at. So we start with this one. Okay, it's great. Change of art. So this one is different. Text edit, it's the best tool. So we're gonna move that there.
Richard, I think you're on the right track. You are learning a lot of really valuable skills that takes, us grown-ups much longer to learn. So keep doing it, keep practicing, and I mean, I don't think it's ever too early to take on projects and, work with people that are close to you, and then go for an internship. If you really want it, do it.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
It's never too young or early, or never too early or late.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is like the boring work, the organization.
That's okay. It's important work. Very important. Alok asks, do you prefer tabs or tables?
I think, I'm not sure what you mean by that, tabs or tables. Do you mean like over here, or these tabs that I'm using?
Tables. Yeah, I don't know what tables he's referring to. So what are you referencing? Oh, this is your table of contents. Got it.
Yeah, for sure. Almost done. So we have Flags of America 1, and then I'm going to move it to Flags of America 2.
I agree, Jessie. Trying to get in the habit of either doing something creative or even learning something a day is such a valuable commitment.
Yep.
And at that age, when you have more time, that's just makes you even better.
It's true.
That's like always one of my New Year's resolutions. And I need to just do it. Something every day.
So I think everything is in order now, because I haven't changed anything else. And then the very last one, let me just confirm.
Okay, he followed up. Tabs as in order to align long list of content.
Oh, I guess I prefer to use, I'm not sure. I use both for different things. It depends on the project or like what I'm writing. A lot of times I'll just custom design it on my own without a table or anything. I'll sort of like make my own grid, and I'll sort of lay it out in an interesting way without any table or tab. Okay. We need to add Nocturne 1.
Yay, Richard, I'm excited. Hopefully we get to see your portfolio.
That'd be awesome.
Yes. I started when I was 18 and I had an amazing time, though I had a 5-year mind block, but I am back in the market again. That's good. We were talking about like the creative mind block, and you never know how long it's gonna be. I had one for a year and I thought I was like going crazy, and as soon as I started talking to my friends, like they've all had similar experiences for different, blocks of time, and it's just something everybody goes through.
It really is, yeah. Creative blocks are something that we all deal with, especially when you're working at an agency and the pace is really intense and you're sort of like going. It's really easy to get burnt out and run out of ideas. The last one I had was in the summertime of last year, 2019. I was just like, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's so normal, and it happens more than once. It's not a one and done type of thing. Especially if you're continuing to be creative. It just happens, and you get it back. Something eventually inspires you, and you get it back.
And it's good too to have a team around you that supports you when that happens, so you can be like, listen guys, I'm just out of ideas. Someone take over this creativity for me. Because I'm toast. It happens all the time.
It does. You have a new fan from Pakistan, Majid.
Hi. Thanks for joining.
Yes.
Okay, so just fixing up this table of contents really quickly. I'm almost done, I promise. Just doing the numbers now, and then we're going to bring it into InDesign and lay out the table of contents. Table of contents can be really fun to design because I don't like to do a traditional sort of like column in a table. Let's do it. Let's like break the rules and do something fun to look at. Wow, it's a lot of posters, guys.
Yeah, what's the final total?
The final total is 43, I think.
Nice.
Actually, I think it's more than that. Let me see.
I'll take this time to remind you all we have a little less than 20 minutes until portfolio reviews. Make sure you go up to the top of Behance, click on portfolio review, and submit your Behance, and hopefully we get to give you some feedback soon. So make sure you do that.
45 in total.
45. Nice. This will be a nice thick newspaper.
Yeah. If you want to make your InDesign full screen, sometimes when you have like InDesign, Illustrator, Photoshop opened, like a lot of times I'll be working in InDesign, I'll choose my color, but it'll be the color from Illustrator because my windows are like not full screen. Just double click the top of your window to make it part or full screen. This is easier. I missed 32. Thank you, Ariel.
Yes, teamwork.
Oh my god, it's so much easier to
Cross-reference.
have someone. Now I have to change everything.
Oh no! Oh gosh!
Shouldn't have said anything.
It's okay.
Ignorance is bliss.
But thanks to Ariana,
Thank you.
You would have been so upset
I
to
would.
go in.
It's easier to do it in text edit than in design, for sure.
Thank you so much. Caught at the right time. See, it's so helpful to just
44.
design with your peers. Everybody helps everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so right now we have the font at 90 points. With all of this content, it might be like too big of a font size. You guys know I like to work in proportions, so if our header on our master is 15 point, maybe let's try 30 points and see what that looks like once everything is in there. So yeah, obviously that's too big, isn't it? Let's change it to 30, and then let's put it 30 over 30 for now. Maybe 30 over 32.
Oh, Kerwin, don't even. They're like, at least the last it happened further down.
I think if I missed number 2, I would just like add in a new poster to replace it.
Oh man, that would be awful.
Someone says I got 44 twice. You guys are killing me. I did. You're right.
Oh
Thank you.
my goodness.
This is why it's good to have someone look over your work.
Should we look one more time? Just let's go through the list.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Thank you guys for helping me with that. Okay. I think we should probably work with columns here instead. Like 4 columns instead of 2 columns, just to make sure we have enough room.
Okay, yeah. Are you doing a full spread for the table?
I'm going to do a full spread right across, and then I'm going to keep down here for description of the newspaper. Yes, I hope so too, Majid. Yeah, so I'm going to do a full spread right across, just so I can show you what I did there as well, because it's always nice to know how to work with columns. If you have a large piece of text and you want to add it into an InDesign, into an InDesign square or a text table, but it's too much, it's going to show you this little red plus sign on the bottom, which means that there's more text that's not visible. So you just click it, and it's going to allow you to move that text wherever you want. So we're working within our grid today, so I'm going to move it over here. And again, we still have too much text. So I'm going to click it again and bring it over here. Again, I have my Smart Align on, so when I align it to the bottom of the table, this green arrow comes up, which shows me that it's aligned properly to the other tables or the other columns. And then just dragging it where it needs to be. There's multiple ways you can do this. You could also just create one large piece of text across it and then use some of these tables up here to give you multiple columns. But if you're not sure how many columns you're going to need, it's nice to just do it manually with your mouse. How did I import the text so quickly? I just copied and pasted it into the text box. But obviously it's still too big. We have too much space still. Or we have not enough space for everything because we're only on 33.
Oh.
But I think what we'll do is we're going to make the year size smaller and maybe a different font, just so that it's a bit of a contrast, because it's kind of boring to just have the title and the year in the same font. So maybe we make it Helvetica.
Our other favorite classy font.
My other favorite classic font. We're not, well, it's interesting because the posters are so elaborate. There's something nice about keeping the branding of the newspaper classic.
Yeah.
And maybe let's make it regular. And then because the font size is 30, let's make it 15. So it's, or no, this is 30. Yeah, let's make this 15. And it looks kind of small, but when we print this, it's going to be quite big. So I think we could even go regular.
Regular.
Or bold.
I think I like with regular. Let me see the regular again. Yeah.
I agree. And then it's a little bit, the line height or the leading is a little bit too big. So I'm just going to adjust that from 33 to, let's try 24. Yeah, that's better. And I'm going to go to my character styles because I don't want to have to manually do this over and over and over again to every single year. It just becomes repetitive. So I'm going to select my 2019, which already has the text formatting. It's Helvetica Regular 15/24. And I'm going to make a character style. So it's character style 1. So now all I have to do is select my 2019 and hit character style 1, and it's going to adjust it for me, which is so much easier. It hasn't selected this, but I think what I can do, let me make sure that works. I think I'm gonna have to do the leading manually because it doesn't apply it. Oh, you know, I think I can figure it out if I select it like this. Yeah, there we go. So as long as my cursor is, because the problem is if I just select the number and then I hit character style 1, it doesn't apply the leading because I need to have the top of this word selected in order for the character style to be applied. But character styles make it really easy to work quickly in InDesign, especially for something like a newspaper, which sort of, or a table of contents, which requires a lot of manual editing. So let's just go through this quickly.
Avenir Pro would have been another good option to look.
For sure.
Diego asks, picas or inches? I try to avoid picas too.
I try to avoid picas. I don't think I've ever used picas.
I avoid as much as possible. So I think the answer is inches.
Yeah, inches or centimeters or whatever like measurement your piece of print is. Yeah, that's what I would recommend using.
Oh, I'm happy for you, Richard. Richard just got his first follow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's amazing. You'll probably have much more after the stream's over.
Send me a message and I'll follow you back.
Me too. Okay, character style 1 is working now. Perfect. Manly.
If you guys have any InDesign questions, feel free to ask me. I can try to help you. So we may still not have enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say
room.
you might have to adjust the spacing in between lines.
For sure. I think we will need to do that.
Yeah. But it's looking good. I still very much like it being half the size the year. It looks good.
I'm just gonna organize my tabs over here so it's out of the way so you guys can see things better.
Oh, Scarcity needs the character alignment. There you go.
Oh, it's true because there's some text that we can't see. And maybe what we could do as well is, I don't know if I'm gonna need all of this copy.
Does that put us where we? Oh, we're like shy too. You know what this reminds me of? Like the layout. It reminds me of the back of a band T-shirt, and it like
for sure.
goes over all the tour dates.
The tour dates, yes.
That's what it reminds me of. That's a very nice compliment.
Thank you.
All right, less than 10 minutes away from portfolio reviews. I've seen a few of you have submitted already, which is awesome. Hope to see some more submissions. So you got less than 10 minutes. You can do it. We've been knocking things out in like 30 seconds, so you got this.
So I'm going to reduce the line height, the lettering between each of the titles. And I could put the page number here as well next to the title. I could say like, or 2019, for example, it could be 2019 dash page 22 or whichever. Number 5, wrong character style. I think it's okay.
You guys are on it.
Yep. Hey, it's always good to have someone watching you. It makes you better. Sometimes.
In this case, you have a lot of people watching. That just means you're killing it. That's great. Line break on number 30.
Thank you. I'm going to fix everything at the end so it's nice and clean and organized.
That doesn't look too bad. It's still legible.
I really can't wait to see your portfolios that you send in.
Too. It's always very exciting.
Okay, I think we got this. And here we can style these all together. Because these were our missing posters. Okay, so let's just make sure that everything is on the same line. You can eyedrop styles, yeah, that's true, you can do that.
I was wondering, do the fonts you use on the cover design, the word type appear in some posters? The word type?
No, it doesn't. No, it's only in the cover. Oh, the fonts themselves. Let me see. Probably, yes. I think, no, I don't think they are actually. And you can see as well here, like there's some bugs on this T. Before I go to print, I'm gonna clean this up. This is a little bit messy, so I didn't notice that until just now. But before I go to print, I'm going to really look over everything in Illustrator and make sure that the letters are super clean, because I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I put that to print. I'm kidding.
Oh no.
I'm just joking, but I will fix these sort of bugs in
there's
in Illustrator before.
Off alignment on the Y.
No, I'm wondering, I feel like these numbers look kind of big and not sophisticated. I'm curious.
Which one is better for advertisements, Illustrator or InDesign? I guess it depends on what type of advertisements you're referring to. I mean, you built most of it in Illustrator.
Yeah, I would like, it depends on the content, I would design it in Illustrator if it's like an illustration or something. But if it's typographic, I would definitely build it in InDesign.
Right.
With your right margins and bleeds and everything. And working with text is easier in InDesign as well. So if you need like copy, I would work in InDesign. InDesign is like my go-to for everything that is printed.
Yeah. Five minutes until portfolio reviews. That went by really fast.
So I'm just changing the number to character style 1 because I think it looks a little bit cleaner. The number is sort of distracting me from the name, the titles.
No, I like how that looks. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. People are stuck on the page. You want to stream for 24 hours, Kerwin? You are brave. Goodness gracious. How are you gonna, like, do basic things, like eat and, you know, break for the restroom? You have to have, like, a stunt double or something. Ariana likes the changes you're doing with the numbers. Looks good. What size is this? Oh, it's 15, right? 'Cause it looks the same as the date. Cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, I always like to have like interesting proportions and mixing up fonts just to keep it visually dynamic. And I really want the title to be what your eye goes to first, and then the page number and the year after that.
Tag in, tag out designers and host. That would be a funny stream to watch.
Like a marathon?
It is, yeah, it's like a relay almost.
The Adobe Marathon.
You know, it would be even more interesting is if like everyone was working on the same project and like you have no idea where the person before you stops and you just have to like pick it up and like carry it on. That would be really interesting.
It could be funny. It's like someone passes you a design and you just have to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
You're like, how do I make this? How do I finish this without any guides from the person who created it?
That would be funny. We should all pitch that idea.
I like that.
Good ideas, Kerwin. I'm digging it.
Thank you for these suggestions. This is looking quite nice.
Yeah, I like it.
I kind of want to do, I'm just like going with the flow. I don't know what I want necessarily. I just want to experiment and see. It could be nice if we made this page all white on black, so when you open the newspaper, it's all white text on a black background.
I like that because you have like a couple of spreads that are on black that are kind of randomly dispersed.
Yeah, exactly.
So it'll be a nice surprise when it happens.
When I'm choosing my colors, I always work with CMYK just because it is going to be going to print. So I just work with over here with 0000 or 000100, so it's accurate. Okay, and this is my master, so I'm probably going to have to create a new master for this page if I want to have the title in white, and that's totally fine. So we're going to duplicate master, so we have master C. And then let's just select this and make it 0000. And I always select the text because if you just do this and put it on pink, it's going to give you a pink background. So just take your text tool and select it and highlight it. And then let's add the background. And again, our CMYK. So let's just do 000 100. And then again, using our square brackets to put this in as the back layer. And then let's drag this into that looks good.
Oh, very
I think
cool.
In print too, it'll look better.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be this rich black. It's going to be like a nice charcoal black.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be really nice on the newspaper.
Portfolio submission deadline.
Oh my gosh, we're right on time. Right on time. Can't wait to see what you guys did. Let's go into it. Let's go into the portfolio reviews. We just came back from space. It was pretty dope. You guys should all come.
I recommend going to space a couple times a year.
Having some moon cakes. Let's get back into portfolio reviews, or let's get into it, actually.
Let's get into it.
Let's start. I'm ready.
I'm really excited to see your portfolios, guys.
Yes, so first up, we have Nguyen, and we have a lot of, all of the futuristic vibes this week. I've been
That's true.
really into it. So let's start from the top. We got Midnight Black 2K19. So last year. Ooh, Behance is new. It like shows you all the things at the top. Cool. So Biddy's Hunter. This is really cool. Looks like a shoe ad almost. Oh, it's UX UI design for a landing page. So that's the landing page.
And I would say, like, right away, just looking at your portfolio, one thing I really appreciate is that you have a defined style. I think one of the most important things that you can do as an art director is define your style. Because if you have projects that feel like all over the place with different styles, it can be confusing, and agencies and clients don't know what your specialty is. So it's already, I see that you have like a refined eye, which is great.
That's good advice. So this would be the landing page of a site, and then goes into the style guide. I love Oswald. That's actually one of my favorites. And Roboto is a good one. Very cool. You see your color palette here. So it looks like the UX UI brand identity. Midnight Black, very cool. This is really nice and clean. Ooh, I love this collage of like the photography with the shoes. This is very nice. And this is the bottom page, all the information. Very cool.
It's cool.
It's a really nice website.
In terms of, like, I think that the composition is really clean. I love that you have a defined style. It's obviously very futuristic. I would keep going in this direction if I were you, and keep, like, stay true to this voice, because I think there's something there that's really strong, and that gives you a definitive style. I would maybe play with your typography choices a little bit more, maybe choosing a bit more of like a Swiss type. I always recommend like a Swiss type, just to keep it feeling more classic and more refined. I don't know if I would go with a condensed font for the body. I would probably recommend like a more Swiss font for your body typography. But you have a really good sense of style, and I think that you should just keep going, because you definitely are going somewhere.
Very cool. Let's check out this one, the Runner.
Oh,
Ooh, wow.
love this. This is very cool.
That is a very cool background. We're all just looking out for something real. Blade Runner. That's a really good quote.
Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies.
Such a good one.
I love it.
This is cool. So is this a movie poster, maybe?
This is great.
Yeah.
Great movie poster. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Just the colors alone. The way you've like blended these photos together, and then like really like you brought out the sky, and you're just like making, I don't know, there's just a lot of things going on that work very well.
I love this for VJing too. I recently started learning how to do VJ, which is visual projections, and I would love to see this like at a really, I mean, I could see this like projected on a screen at a really fun party in Tokyo or something, and if it was moving and animated, it could be a really fun experience to see this really large.
That's awesome. I love this.
Yeah, really great.
I like this type, whatever this one is. Very cool. The Grid, again within the tone. This explores the thematic world of science fiction after watching movies like Tron Legacy. I was thoroughly stunned by their mesmerizing aesthetics and decided to do it. Very cool. So this could be, I can see this as like a video game, like advertisement.
Definitely. I love it. I think your font, I think the font might be it kind of matches the concept too much. I wouldn't be afraid to like push your typographies to be something more modern, because we've seen this font paired with this aesthetic so many times. I like the idea of introducing something we haven't seen before in this context, because the future is here. So the future is here. That's so cheesy, but you know what I mean? Like I like the idea of using more contemporary typographies and futuristic visions. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, I love your style.
Very cool. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, you don't have to be as literal, but
Exactly.
Yeah, I love all of it. Let's go to Connection. Magic Window V by Leo. Foundation of the campaign. So we get a little context here. So it looks like it might be like a trade show poster. English music contest, Magic Widow.
This is very interesting. I can see how your style has developed from this project to the most recent project.
And someone mentioned very like cyberpunk. Yes.
Yeah.
That is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Where the music ties the soul. Oh, I love that saying.
Again, I would refine your typography a little bit, and even the top, the logos are a little bit messy. Whenever I have to use logos, which I have to work with all the time, especially for like music festivals and trade shows and stuff, I always ask if I can make the logos a single color, because it's just going to make it feel more sophisticated. And if you can make everything the same color and put it on a really clean grid, it's going to feel more professional. And same with the bottom. I think I said yesterday I would always recommend never using more than 3 font sizes and 3 fonts in one design. So maybe I would clean that up a little bit towards the bottom.
Oh, there we go.
It's cool. That's a nice mock-up.
Good mock-up. Very cool. Yeah, and then you can even make them smaller.
Yeah, I would do that too.
I like that the prize is nice and bold so people know.
That's true.
That, that will draw someone in. Those are the important things to pull out. So this one has a different mood from the ones we've seen, and this one's also made in Illustrator. Nowhere to go but inside.
Oh, okay. It's like an introduction to you. That's nice.
Yeah, I really like it. I love the colors in this one. I love that the background has this like muted kind of sunset feel, but then the moon itself, it like blends in, but it's like still very bold. I really like that.
These are great colors.
Yeah, really great colors. I don't think I've ever seen a moon that color. No, it's cool. It adds a little like dramatic tone to it. Nice.
Overall, I'd say you're doing a great job. Like stay true to this vision. I think it's great that you already have a style that's defined. This is one of the struggles that I see a lot with designers is like finding a style that is yours. It can take a long time to develop, but you're already defining that, so that's great. Really good work.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Now we're gonna go to Mikhail. Lots of, oh my goodness, where do we start? Pick a color, any color.
Let's do the very first one.
Okay, we'll start here and make our way. Octogram. So it looks like it's a tea company, a Russian tea company. And these look like little icons for them, I believe. The icon work is really nice. And this one is for a kiosk for a pharmacy. Very cool. It's very clean. I definitely see all of this done in Illustrator, which is why it looks very professional.
Yeah, you can tell it's all vector art.
Lots of variety here.
For sure. You're definitely working really hard. I can see that. That's for sure. You're doing so much design.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this reminds me of like the old school Photoshop icons, like the serifs.
Yeah. I was like looking at it. It looked familiar. Very cool. Oh, this reminds me of this airline logo. But I love this. This is really cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
Good use of shape and like blending in some text in there. It's
yeah,
really
it
cool.
feels like a tech company or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
I still get like a travel vibe. That's
see
what I
that.
get. Wow, there's a lot in
Yeah,
here.
you have a lot going on. And is every project just filled with logos?
I think for this one, I think so. Yeah, and they're all different. So you have a lot. You have a lot of variety. You've worked with, like this one's a music label, which is really interesting. The one before that, it was for an investment fund. So you've done quite a bit of like industry work, but like across multiple industries, which is a great skill to have when you're doing logos or icons, just so you're flexible and you have like a diverse portfolio. So I would say that's a huge plus, because I haven't found an industry yet that you're missing pretty much.
That's true.
So you've got the eco-friendly energy, you got medical, like this is for backpacks. Like you've literally crossing every single one. So this is your jam.
Yeah, this is nice. And can we see another one?
Yeah. Pick a color. You want to keep going in order?
Logo rhythmic. Let's try this yellow one. The yellow always draws my eye.
Very cool. So I think we have more logos. This is a financial company in Switzerland. I'm curious.
I can see that.
Yeah. I'm curious if for most of these you've come up with the actual, what is the proper way to say the
iconography, maybe?
Iconography. Yeah, I'm curious if you've actually come up with the iconography itself for most of these, or you've worked with a pre-existing design or sketch that the company gave you. Because there's just so many different ones, and you have to be so creative to come up with all of these logos.
And I'd be curious, like, what kind of work you're interested in doing. Are you interested in doing just logo design, or are you interested in branding? Because in your portfolio, it's all logos, and it's like you have a really impressive feed of logos. And so it makes me think that you're more interested in logo design than full-scale branding.
And if that's your niche, that's pretty awesome.
It is.
Clearly you're able to like adapt to multiple industries, and
for sure.
You can really work well with multiple
That's
clients.
Nice.
You got a pretty expansive portfolio. Like Spanish dance theater. Like you've like literally got them all.
For sure. It's true.
This is really cute.
Yeah. And you seem to be using a lot of like rounded typographies.
Yeah, I also noticed that. Let's see. I'm going to pick a color now. Ooh, or food icons. Let's dabble in food icons. Oh, I love these. Your food, you know what it was, made from by whom. Look at these little mushrooms. Oh, they're so cute. I love icons so much.
You definitely have a really great skill with Illustrator. I would say that's always impressive and a good skill to have.
The hot spices. Oh my god, these are so great. I love these.
Your line art is really clean. It's really specific and detailed.
Yeah, but it also has like a fun, it's not as precise as a lot of icons you see out there. Like,
for sure.
You can see some fun like line work where things are a little bit more like bent or slanted and have more movement, like this chicken. I don't know, or this egg, for instance. I really like that.
I like how minimal these are too. And one thing that's really interesting is flat design. And flat design is something that's been really trendy the last few years. And flat design means that there's no like shading on your illustrations. It's like a single duotone or tritone logo. And it can make it actually feel really professional. And most companies always need a duotone logo anyways, or a single tone logo for black and white pieces and just like more minimal like print pieces. So I like that this one has that flat feeling. I'd be really curious to see some of your other logos with a flat, like a flat design applied to it. So it's only duotone, because some of them are really strong, and you can sort of put them side by side to see it with the shading, and then to see it with a minimal black and white. It could be nice and refreshing.
So let's do one more. So you have so much. Which project do you want to go into?
Maybe let's do the second one. I always like the most recent ones because it's sort of like the
the
what you've been
freshest
working on
and
recently.
newest. Here we go. Conix Optics. That's a cool logo for an optic salon.
Yeah, you have glasses.
I know. I love it. Were you here yesterday? And I went on my whole spiel about loving glasses because I'm a nerd. Oh my goodness. Children's products, Ovalin. Yeah, I would be interested in what you said and seeing it. Some of these in more of a flat design. But I do like that you're very consistent with this rounded frame. And I think it's more modern than a square frame, so I do like that aspect, and it's consistent throughout all of them.
Yeah, I'm getting really like tech vibes. Like this is very like Silicon Valley. A lot of this gives me that feeling, you know? Like it could be for applications, and it's very digital.
Yep. And you've worked across the board, man. Grease. Oh, I love this little
That's cute.
one. So cute.
And for your actual Behance page, I would suggest making your thumbnails like the logo that you think is the strongest, or something that like speaks to the project. Because if I just see the logo folio word, I don't know if I'd be tempted to look at it. I kind of need something that makes me feel like, oh, I want to see this project, you know?
Yeah,
Like
I would
what's
agree.
compelling me to look at this. And so if it's just the word, I don't know if it does that. And you're doing some great work, so it could be great to see that as well, just to make me want to look at it even more.
Yeah, I would agree. And I mean, all of your logos are amazing. So just like highlighting a few of your favorites, even if this is, you know, corresponding to like a series or the year. Oh, I think it is the year. So all of the logos that you did in the year, just like pick one that is your favorite, or, you know, you had the most positive experience with, and that'll draw you into the project more.
And I'd also be curious to see how your logos are living in other contexts.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So doing a mock-up of a business card, or if it's a cafe, like a coffee cup, or any sort of asset, like print asset where the logo could live, just so you get a more complex sense of the branding that you're working on. And it's always nice to think about where your logo is going to live and how it's going to live. So I would love to see some of your logos more drawn out to be full brands.
Same. Amazing work from the both of you. Those are the two we have for today. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, keep pushing. These are amazing. Like, I can just see these coming along in this next year.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
thank you. So, you ready to knock this out of the park?
Yeah. Yeah. How much time do we have left?
We have about 9 minutes.
Okay.
We got this.
Okay, great. I'm wondering
Oh,
what
5 minutes. I lied.
I think what we could do really quickly is I'm going to show you how I do a mock-up in Photoshop. Don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to speed through it.
It's okay.
But I
faith
think
in you.
I think it's helpful. So let's just create a new document. Let's see. Let's just make it 5,000 pixels by 3,000 pixels, 300 dpi. So I already have one made, which is probably easier to show you. So I found this mock-up from Adobe Stock, and all I did was search for blank newspaper or newspaper isolated. These are always helpful terms for stock sourcing. And originally, this was interesting, originally it looked like this.
Oh, wow.
So we went from this into what you just saw. So it's a pretty complex change, and I did it all in Photoshop. So you would just export your InDesign as a JPEG. As JPEGs. So let's just create a folder called JPEGs so it's all in one place. And we're going to export as spreads because I think that spreads are a bit more fun to work with, and then we can actually present it like the newspaper it's meant to be in print. InDesign makes it really easy to export anything as a PDF or an interactive document or JPEGs. So you have your option for whatever you need. So that's writing. So let's go back to our folder where we put the JPEGs. And then everything is already laid out for us as a JPEG. So maybe let's work with this inside cover that we just made, or you know what? Let's do a piece of art. It's more fun.
Yeah.
Let's do, which one do I want to do?
Do the circle one.
The circle one, yeah, because we made that one together. Okay, so we have our JPEG. I'm just gonna copy it. So I like to work with a black background, but you can do whatever color you want to do. I think a white background is nice. An off-white background, like an F9, F9, F9 hex code. I love this. This is like my default go-to. But basically I'm gonna go into my color picker. I'm gonna go over here and select not a pure black, just like a dark gray. I'm gonna fill on a new layer. And then it's not necessarily dark enough. Let's change this background to light gray so we can see the contrast. I'm gonna go into my filter and I'm gonna add noise. I always add noise because it makes it more realistic. I think a 3 is better. And then a quick levels adjustment because I want it to be darker. And then we have our newspaper from Adobe. So for this one, I mean, I'm not gonna go too crazy with it, but what I would normally do is use my magic wand, and I'm not gonna do it all for you right now because it's a bit time consuming, but I would use my, either my pen tool or my polygon lasso tool, and up here you can choose if you're selecting in or selecting out. So I would select, for this one, because I selected what's around it, I would choose this one to select out, and then I would kind of go in and clean up my selection really easily, just with a polygon lasso. Sometimes pen tool's better, other times it's just more fun to use the polygon lasso. The pen tool always feels like it's gonna be a job, you know? You're like,
Yeah.
And then I would do that. And then I just hit Command-Shift-I to invert my selection. And I always feather it by 0.5, which is a really specific number, but the 1 is too much. So then I have this on the background. So all I would do is take this, flip it horizontally, and then we have this here. Now it's a bit messy. I would clean up all of this afterwards, but again, go into here, filter noise, and then let's add some noise because it makes it feel more realistic.
Some noise.
Let's paste in our design, and let's create a clipping mask. This is going to clip our art to the newspaper.
That kind of looks cool, the hell that is.
It is cool. And then we're going to Command-T. So Command-T is your transform tool. And the new Photoshop, you used to have to hold down Shift when you resized to keep it proportional, and now you don't.
So nice.
I know, it's so nice. Mm-hmm. But I get confused sometimes.
And because you keep doing it? Yep, same.
At first, I was doing it all the time. And so obviously our newspaper is not the exact size as the design that we did. But that's pretty easy to fix. I'm just going to Command Transform and pull that down. And then my favorite thing is we could do multiply, or we could do a linear burn. I always find I use them both for different things. And let's make it smaller. So I'm going to hit Shift and select both of the layers, Command-T, and just move this in here. Now obviously we have some like bugs down here because the newspaper doesn't go all the way in. Mm-hmm. We can mask that actually. Let's just do a mask. So we're using our polygon lasso tool, and then we're selecting that. We're going to invert it, And we're going to add a mask, so it's only on the page in hand. It's not looking super realistic, so let's do some adjustments. Let's go into here, into our adjustments, and go into hue saturation, and we're going to desaturate it. Makes it feel a bit more sophisticated. And then I always like to add a curve because it keeps the newspaper, the mock-up, and the background feeling like it's photographed together. So a nice curve will add a light source that makes it feel like it's part of the same image. So we're just going to add a curve quickly. Let's drag it down a little bit. And then let's just resize this so that it feels a little bit more in the frame. And let's center it with our smart guides. And if we have time, I'm just going to show you how I would make it feel like there was a divide in the newspaper. Select your line tool and then straight down the middle. Make sure your stroke is in black. I would normally do like 1 pixel, but for now it's okay. Then I'm just going to put my opacity at like 11. That's really minor, but it does make the difference. And then I'm going to hit my F to show you in preview mode what it would look like.
It looks so good.
Yeah, so this is a fun way to do a mock-up that feels a bit more realistic than some of the ones.
And you did that in like 5 minutes.
I did that really fast.
And it looks good. Oh my goodness. We have like 1 minute left. Do you have any last words for our stream, our audience?
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah, it's been an awesome 2 days. You got a lot done.
We got a lot done.
You went through your list and some.
It's true.
Good.
And I'm going to post the project on Behance the next week, I think. So
Sweet.
I would love for you guys to see the final product because you were all a part of this with me. I really appreciate you joining in with us.
Yes, and thank you for being here. And thank you all for being here 2 days in a row. And we hope to see you next time. Have a good night, morning, evening, wherever you are.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.